Hi guys, AlphaNerd here. We're back with my coverage of E3. Of course, I wasn't actually at E3, unfortunately. But of course, the week I decide to do an E3 video, my internet rises up against me. I think it's been to see Terminator Genesis. Anyway, so it's been not quite the coverage I was hoping to give you. But, you know, here are what my thoughts are on the E3. Guys, I just want to say that, you know, this list, these ratings are based on my own personal opinions and not sort of any empirical system. Because, I mean, a lot of them are just gameplay trailers and cinematics, and some of them don't even actually have gameplay, you know, available for us to see yet. So just keep that in mind as you watch this video. I mean, I'm going to probably kick it off with, you know, who won it for me. I'm surprised to say this, you know, for myself, but my Xbox One came out strong for me this year, with their new backwards compatibility for the Xbox Ones for the 360 games. Yeah, PS3 came out with the 1 TB console that uses less energy, but and Nintendo for me didn't really bring anything to the party. But who won it for you guys? I've spent a great amount of time researching my top 10, and believe me, it was hard to decide on 10. You know, my top 10 games at E3. We're going to count down from number 10. Dark Souls 3. Now, what do you say about a game where everything is trying to kill you? Mr. Miyazaki, the director of Dark Souls 3 and the creator of the Dark Souls franchise, said that, you know, promises a greater in-depth exploration. But for me, RPGs have generally been more about the story as opposed to I mean, the gameplay is important as well, don't get me wrong. But for me, there needs to be a little more story. And, I mean, it does kick off like the other games, you know, where you're trying to defeat, you know, your shadowy villain. But unless they bring something new to the table, I can't say there is anything here to keep me too satisfied. What has 2 thumbs and is a big fan of Halo? This guy. Halo Guardian with the new Warzone mod for multiplayer does look to bring a lot of new people to the field. However, I just don't think it's competing with other games that, you know, demoed at E3 this year.
To find him, you have to forget the stories. Forget the legends. You have to do more than walk in his footsteps. For he is more than the sum of his actions. I tell you this, not because I trust you, Agent Locke. But because all our lives are at stake.
Number 8. Gears of War 4. Though you say Gears of War 4, this is really, I mean, I don't want to say a revamp, because they have added a lot of new footage and gameplay to, you know, the Gears of, you know, this is a relaunch of the first game for the next-gen consoles. And I gotta say, it looks really good, and, you know, the resolution and textures on the game look beautiful.
Hey, wind's picking up.
No need to worry just yet. And watch it. That thing could be anywhere.
Tell me you heard that.
There!
It's on the move!
After it!
Wind flare incoming!
Get inside the fort!
I'm just not sure if it's brought anything new to the field. You know, it kind of left me going, eh. That's why it gets my number 8. Number 7. Batman Arkham Knight. Now I know some of you are thinking, why is Arkham Knight so low on the list? I got one word for you. Well, more than one word, but I've got one thing to say to you. PC issues. You know, this is the one time where the consoles have the PCs beat on texture resolution and graphics and frames per second. You know, it runs on 60 frames per second on the consoles. It's meant to do it on the PC, but but it needs a 700 meg patch right off the bat. And also, they cancelled the collector's edition for Arkham Knight, which I've got to say to Rocksteady and Warner Brothers, shame on you. Shame on you. Look at this. I mean, I don't have my Arkham City collectible here, but look at this. This is a beautiful collectible. What's wrong with you guys? And, you know, you can't just go, like, alienating one half of your gaming audience, or one third. You know, the PC gamers matter too. Also a PC gamer here, but I'm playing that on console, I can tell you that right now. Number 6, Sword Coast Legends. This is guaranteed to bring all the D&D nerds out of the woodwork.
Hi, I'm Dan Touch, President of Endspace and Director of Sword Coast Legends, a 1-to-4 player D&D RPG that brings together the gameplay experience between players and a dungeon master.
It's got 5 playable races and 6 unique classes. And the Sword Coast games are, you know, in my opinion, the major predecessor to, you know, our Dragon Ages and our Elder Scrolls. It also has a unique function called for the Dungeon Master, where an actual player can take on the role of Dungeon Master in a randomly generated dungeon, and, you know, influence other players' experiences, and even take control of other monsters for a greater degree of challenge.
If you say so. Sounds like a plan. Yeah. I don't say this all that often, I know. But I could use a bath.
Maybe when we're done with our contact at the Cutlass, we can stop and rest for a bit?
This game is both single and multiplayer, and it is a return to the, you know, the Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms universe, and it's based on the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules. Number 5, Deus Ex Mankind Divided. So cool! I mean, you guys really have to see the gameplay trailers for this. Not to mention the cinematic trailer blew my mind.
I once thought I could save the world. Now look at it.
Help me!
Sometimes you just have to let go and embrace what you've become.
They're calling this game the Mechanical Apartheid. It takes place after the events of, you know, Deus Ex Human Revolution, where the augmented people are kept in sort of concentration camps, and, you know, we're back with a more seasoned Adam Jensen. We're working for an anti-terrorism task force, though secretly he's also working against the task force as a role of a double agent, because he believes that the Illuminati are still influencing him. Spoilers. And I gotta say, you know, if you're a Deus Ex fan, this will bring you back to the table. Promises many more hours of gameplay to be had here. Number 4, Rise of the Tomb Raider. Now, there was some controversy in the initial trailer of Lara Croft in therapy on this video, but I personally thought that was kind of cool. You know, it's a new angle for the character. You know, but because she was a Byronic hero, some people took issue with it.
The world is full of unanswered questions. Beyond all limits or reason, the answers await.
But what I got to say about this is apparently ice is the new water, and rock climbing, the mountain climbing looks to be even more badass than it was before. So this definitely gets my number 4. Number 3, Dishonored II. Now this game takes place 15 years after Corvo and the events of the first game, with our new protagonist, Empress Emily Caldwin. Now, it promises some new powers, some new kills, because as if the first one wasn't creative with the kills.
You cover your face, but I know who you are. Emily Caldwin.
Like, we join Emily Caldwin in our new protagonist, on a quest as she has been dethroned. You know, much like in the first game, and as she tries to find the assassins and people who betrayed her and took her throne. This is a great game. Come on, people. Number 2, Fallout 4. This was a lot of people's favorite thing to come out of E3 this year. And as the sole survivor of Vault 111, you know, you team up with your trusty companion Dogmeat. You know, this is an alive dog, doesn't die, don't worry. You can be a settlement builder, you craft settlements, and, you know, you have adventures of huge open world to explore. It's always been the best thing about the Fallout series. You know, more rad roaches and, you know, radioactive mutants and other survivors to contend with. But, you know, you can be a city builder, construct your own settlements, look after your people. Just the open world of this game is going to have a lot of people coming back for more. The Bip Boy is back! You know, and it has also been confirmed that there's no multiplayer for this game. I'm happy to say that the initial rumors of no female playable character have been very successfully debunked. And we can all look forward to Fallout 4 in November this year. Yeah! Number 1. My number 1 is actually a tie between Mass Effect Andromeda and Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, I know it's hard to rate Mass Effect seeing as there is no actual gameplay footage for it yet, but I mean, that's mostly just my bias because I'm a huge fan of the franchise, and the trailer sold me for the next game that's coming out next year. But, you know, I couldn't not look at Horizon Zero Dawn this year, you know. This takes place thousands of years after the fall of civilization, and the world has reverted to a sort of, I don't want to say post-apocalyptic because everything is very lush and green, but you know, you're a more sort of primitive human species as you take the role of, you know, the main female protagonist called Aloy to hunt sort of giant cybernetic robot animals, and, you know, some that look like giant T-Rexes. Robot dinosaurs, what's not to love? Come on, people. As she hunts them with her bow and specialized arrows. That is probably one of my biggest hits of E3 2015. So what are yours? Let me know. You know, your opinions in the comment section. Like, you know, thumbs up the video. And as always, check us out again. This is Alpha Nerd signing off. Now get out there and do some gaming. Yeah!